Welcome to No Movies in Hell. I'm Chris Geiger.
Hi, and I'm LaClaw Scott, and we're going to review the latest Bond film, No Time to Die.
Yes, so this is the last Daniel Craig Bond film. We've been informed. Brings this series to a close. Who knows what will happen next, but I'm sure they're not going to let the franchise die. They're just going to reincarnate it again somehow.
I wish Daniel Craig the best.
I do too. I am a Daniel Craig fan. I thought he did a great job as Bond.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought he made it more of an action series than it was. Like, to me, Bond was always sort of this very campy spy, misogynistic. And so I feel like he like modernized, or he was there when Bond modernized.
He modernized them.
It was always kind of like Inspector Gadget-ish, right? Like they were always these like toys that Bond was given to like help him in his spy activities, where I feel like Daniel Craig was someone who looked like he could kill someone. Like
it seemed like he got hurt left and right. I don't like that's my problem with him. I'm a Pierce Brosnan fan. I kind of like the Inspector Gadget techie. Yeah, very camp. The surfboard turns into, has all these functionalities, and it really, there's zoom ins and very close details on what the components were and like what they were going to do. With this one, I was just like, they just breezed through it. It was literally like a 2-minute montage of like, oh, so this is what we have for you.
Right. Here's your watch that shorts out everything. Like there's and get in this plane. Do you know how to fly this plane? Nope. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Like the plane, it's okay. The plane will fly itself. And not only that, it'll turn into a submarine.
Right. I also had a hard time. So we can talk about suspension of disbelief, but I have a hard time believing that you just show up at Q's apartment and he has all this equipment. Oh, I can take whatever thumb drive you have and figure out what's on it and how it exactly fits into the files, the super secret files I'm working on at the office. I'm allowed to access those from home.
Exactly. I think that's what did it for me. We can get into it because there's this part in Cuba and I was just like, I don't know.
All right, well, let's get into it. I'm going to pull up our slides. So overall, I think is this the lowest you've rated anything that we've talked about so far? Wow. Okay.
To date. Yeah. What was the other one that may have been pretty low? I think maybe Venom.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah. So where did I start? Okay, the suspension of disbelief. So even in the first 20 minutes, which I believe are kind of in the trailer of Bond, of like he's on a motorcycle and he's like doing an ollie off and crossing over a line of people who I think are going to church or something like that. And he manages not to break ribs or like have any issues. I found that troubling. The plot around targeted using blood or using technology to attack was just a little much. Who's to say that if the person needed to do what they needed to do, they would have already done it? And all these steps of not utilizing characters very well, like Anna de Armas, like could have been throughout the whole movie and done a great job. The bad guy knows where you are at pretty much at all times. So you go to a club to have conversations, they're trying to find you, and then you just pick up 007 and then you go home and it's on like a waterfront. There's no security. There's no way. That's not camp to me. It wasn't campy. And I think that's why it didn't really drive me to really enjoy it. I was just like, this is really long. Let me see what happens. And he's falling in love, and that's something that he's not supposed to do. What are they going to do with this kind of subplot too? Of usually he dismisses the female protagonist and you never see them again. And now they're bringing her back and there's a backstory. And there's no way that child was 5. So,
well, when we were identifying the genre and the subgenre, for me, Bond is its own sort of genre, right? There's enough of them, even though each one has its sort of own personality. Each Bond has its own personality. they're still similar enough, right? The Spider-Mans to me. There's a new Spider-Man every few years, but it's the same story. And so
Yes.
it just gets, you suspend a certain amount of disbelief for action movies and action spy movies, and for
Mhm.
Bond, even more so. We know we're going to get these sort of gadgety things happening, and we know that there's going to be like the car porn in it, and we know that there's going to be the very well dressed spy who manages to get out of all these situations, and there's going to be like some romantic liaisons, and we know all of these things are going to happen. And so the suspension of disbelief, you have to go in, I have to go into a Bond movie knowing that all of that is going to be there, and I'm going to be okay. I'm already okay with it. When I buy the ticket, I'm saying yes to all of that. And so now tell me the story within all of those constructs. I'm
Mhm.
okay. So I liked this one. Thought it was a little long.
Yeah.
I didn't check the runtime before I went in, which usually I do, but
Oh, same. I
guess
did the same thing.
I guess I sort of assumed that it would not be as long as it was. I definitely checked the runtime for the movie I saw after that because I thought, oh, that was a mistake. I should have checked. The thing that I like about Bond movies in general is that wherever they're set, I want to go there on vacation.
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
for
they were
sure.
there, when they did Mexico City for Day of the Dead, I was like, oh, Mexico City is not high on my list prior to that. But yes, I definitely want to go for Day of the Dead. I talked to people who lived in Mexico City. They're like that. It never looks like that.
Oh, it's like our Times Square essentially.
Right.
I
Or
want to go
like,
there. You're like, no.
yeah, when Bond was in Macau, I was like, oh my God, I have to go to Macau. Like this is amazing. Yeah, I think they do a very good job of making wherever they are look fantastic.
Hmm. I agree. Yeah, this 23andMe plot line. Oh boy. Gosh, and Rami Malek, who I like, I think he had like less than 20 minutes of screen time.
I don't know how old he is. I think he's relatively like maybe
He's
he's in
like
his
really
30s.
young, like maybe in his early 30s.
But I felt like in that character, he should have like that character should have been in their 40s,
Hmm.
late like even late 40s, maybe early 50s. And I I know they did the makeup and that was very good, but I didn't really ever buy him as being that as old as he should have been in
Oh,
that
I agree.
character. I thought, oh, is he the son of the guy who killed her mom? I don't know. I was confused, but
Unless somehow it just suspension of belief in aging.
right. I like Ralph Fiennes always.
Hmm.
I thought he did a good job. I like Naomi, who
Oh
plays
yeah,
Moneypenny, like
Naomi
her.
Harris, who is
Uh,
also in Let There Be Carnage.
that's right. That's right. The woman who plays the new Double O,
Oh yes, she's
like
amazing.
her. I hope she becomes the new Double O. I hope they do a spinoff of her as another Double O if they don't give her 007.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting is like she was 007, but like she wasn't Bond. The reframing of, 007 is Bond. Now 007 is not Bond. So what are they going to move forward with since there is no Bond?
There was a trailer for a movie before Bond. I don't know what it's called now. It was a ring of female spies.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about with like Penelope Cruz and
Yeah.
Lupita. I feel like that was supposed to come out sometime last year and they just keep on kicking it
Mm.
back. But yeah, something along those lines of or a action spy film.
Yeah. When Charlie's Angels came out
Hmm.
with Kristen Stewart and I can't remember who the other people wrote. I wanted that to be a franchise where we saw more of those. It's just fun, right? It's candy.
Yeah.
I'm not going there to think about deep thoughts. I'm just there to be entertained. And that's what I want a spy, like an action spy movie to be.
Yeah. It's definitely entertaining.
Yeah.
This one was definitely entertaining.
So all right. So we didn't love this one. But it was okay. It still got it better than average. rating. So there's that. Do you have anything to plug for this episode?
Nothing to plug. Yeah, how about you? Do you have anything to plug?
Get to the movies, people. Like, there's so much coming out. Don't wait, because it'll be gone faster than usual, because so much is coming out at the same time. Every time I see a movie, they have the trailers. I'm like, oh, I want to see that. I want to see that. I want to see that. When is that? Is that out right now? Should I just do I have time tomorrow? Get out there. All right, so we'll see you at the next episode where we talk about Dune. Stay tuned for
Yes.
that.
Thank you.